Good morning, everyone. It's the 18th of August, Friday morning. Mark's continuing to read The Doctrinal Election by Arthur W. Pink. If you'd like to get a copy of this book, you can go to greatchristianbooks.com and get a copy. He's reading in chapter 6, and he's ready for part 7, the last part of chapter 6 today. Doctrinal Election, chapter 6, part 7. God, having predestinated us to himself, is not to be understood as referring primarily alone, adopting us to sons to himself, but as denoting immediately his having elected and predestinated us to his own great and glorious self for his great and blessed Son. In other words, because we are now considering points to another and larger end of his predestinating to us than simply nor adoption through that mission of the special end. This end yet is not, it is but a adoption. Although that be mentioned as a special end, yet it is but a lover and subordinate seed, corruption of God's predestinating himself. First, he chose us in Christ to an impeccable holiness, which would satisfy his own nature. In addition, he predestinated us unto the honor and glory and adoption, but over and for all. His grace reached to the utmost extent by predestinating us itself. The meaning and marvel of which we have already dwelt upon. God, having predestinated us himself, to note special propriety in us, the cattle upon 1,000 hills are his, and they unto him is their kind. Isaiah 43:20. The church is his peculiar treasure of medium glory. The church consecrated him out of the whole. The peculiar way Israel was holiness in the Lord, and the first fruits was increase. Jeremiah 2:3, which denotes his consecrated into themselves a type in number 18. Denotes his consecrated in themselves a type in number 18. Explains that Christ made a great matter of this, and God's taking us to be his. Pray not for the world, but for them which thou hast given me. They are thine. John 17:9. So too the Apostle John, Apostle Paul emphasized the same note in the Lord. Knoweth them that are his. 2 Timothy 2:19. Those two are choosing of us to be holy before him, is consecrating us unto his service and worship, and churches especially. Instance in Romans 7:4, where I have observed myself, in contrast to the rest which he left to me a veil above all weakness, adding us into the nearest to holiness, union with and participation. Spirit is taking us into the nearest oneness, communion and participation of himself. Consider now the phrase emphasis 1:5, meaning for him. This is for Jesus Christ. The Greek words autos and autos are used promiscuously, either for himself or herself, but we are not straying at all. As to Christ's communication with the churches, relation to him, that his glory is sold out there in him, through him, for him. Each of these is employed here. Ephesians 1:4-5. In that order, we were chosen to him as our head, predestinated to adoption through him as the means of our sonship, appointed for him as an end, the honor of Christ. So honor of his own grace was made God's aim. He's predestinating of us the same things. These These same three things are attributed to Christ in connection, creation, and providence. See Greek in Colossians 1:6, but it is the God Father alone at the fountain we read of him, the originator of Romans 11:36, Corinthians 5:6, Corinthians 8:6, and Corinthians 5:18. First God that created his own dear Son, she became visibly glorious in his human nature through union to be his own person, and then for his greater glory, God decreed us to be adopted Son through him. Of his Son through him as brethren unto him. For God would not his Son and man Eve should be alone, but have fellows or companions to enhance his glory. He first by his companion with them, for he is anointed above his fellows. Psalms 47:7. Psalms 45:7, being the firstborn among many brethren. Romans 8:29. Then God gave to his Son as a unique honor and mass honor and glory by adorning him to be God-man. And for the enhancing of the same, he ordained that there should be those about him who might see his glory and mighty magnify him. For the same, John 7:24. First God, through God, ordained us adoption. Christ might be the means of our glory and our sonship we have through him, for he is not our pattern of destination, but virtual cause of it. Now in God's counsel of election, the consideration of Christ's assumption of man's nature is not done upon the selfish submission or foresight of the fall as our being predestined for them, as the end intimates. Sure, this is obvious. Why to bring Christ into the world only on account of sin, or to redemption, or to subject him unto us, making our interest in his becoming God man at the end of us. Through all things else, moreover, this were see from his work, whereas rejection is far superior and more inferior to the gift himself unto us, and we unto him. We also be shown that redemption itself was designed by God to have us for Christ and glory, and to receive our gift, our needs. Note we are again indebted to the valuable writing of Thomas Goodwin. Thank you, Mark. Well, tomorrow we'll start in chapter 7. Have a good day.